So before we come to the point that there is the existence of God or not, we have to bring the point that this universe has an initial point, that the thing starts, the thing evolves from an initial point. That initial point, how did it exist? How did it start? Now, did it start by itself? Where that energy was before it was there? And did it create itself by itself? And if we assume that it created itself by itself, that means it has to exist before the existence. Like to say, I give birth to myself. So how can I give birth before I was born? I should exist before I existed. Yeah? That means it's not logic. So that's why we cannot assume that this universe initiated itself by itself, because it has to pre-exist before it exists. You agree? That's totally illogical thing.
But how do we know that this is the first universe? How can't this be the 13th billion, 13th million, 13th whatever?
Let's assume, but there should, okay.
So
there should be a fixed number, yeah?
There should be a fixed number because it's infinite.
No,
there's no such thing.
There is no such infinite. So you say there is no such thing called infinite. There should be a limited number, yeah?
No, because it's infinite. You said infinite.
We said infinite doesn't exist. We said infinite doesn't exist in reality.
You said infinite because we made that in our brains. How can it not be something that we possibly can't comprehend?
Yeah, we could, again, we could assume whatever we want. It doesn't matter what we assume. The reality, it proves against that. That's why when we are talking about the real life, infinity doesn't exist in real life. It doesn't exist in real mathematics.
It doesn't exist in real life because you said
when we are dealing with mathematics, infinity doesn't exist.
Mathematics is not science.
Okay. Even in science, infinity doesn't exist in real life, because even the atom numbers of the whole universe, it is counted in fixed number. You could whatever you could give number, but there should be a limited number. It has to be a finite number to start the universe.
Why does it have to be a finite number?
Okay, because when if you studied maths, yes?
Yes.
So when you study maths, how we use the argument of maths in mathematics, we will assume the theory, and then we'll disprove the counter example. So I assume, let's say, my assumption, my theory, there should be a finite number. Okay. So let's assume the opposite to that. Let's use that there should be an infinite number, which is what's your assumption. This infinite number doesn't exist in real life. It doesn't exist in real math. So that's why you cannot say, I have did the statistics to infinite number of people, and I have done that. Anyone who works in the statistics, he's going to throw this, from the window. They're going to say...
What about pi? Pi continues on for like millions of little points.
Okay.
How can you explain that?
So it will end.
How does pi end though? No one's found an end to pi.
The point is, when we are using, you use the infinite number, and I'm saying to you, the infinite number doesn't exist in real math. Yeah. Infinite number.
Pi disproves that.
What? No, it doesn't disprove it. It actually, many of the scholars, they reach to a point. They said that it has to reach a point, because there should be an end point. Because we are using, they have found, some of them they found. Some of them.
Why does this prove that there's a creator then?
Yeah,
okay, now let's talk about the creator now. So we said there should be an initial point. There should be an initial point to this universe.
Does that make it a god?
Okay, now we'll come to the point. What's that link to the God? Now, if there is an initial point that this universe is initiated, and all the scholars of cosmology, they said there is an initial point to this universe. None of them they said what you brought. All of them they said there is an initial point.
Yeah, they don't know. Of course, it could have. Some person have said that.
Could be whatever. Could be dragon, whatever. Yeah. You could say whatever. It doesn't matter what the people they could. Could be a monkey standing there, whatever. People they say this. These are theories. Yeah. That's not true. So how we know? We will.
What came before God though?
Okay. Now we'll come to this. Now we need to know that the initial point. We will come to the point. Yeah.
We did. We came here to take pictures.
I'm trying to break. So the initiator of this universe, it has to have three main characteristics.
Okay.
Yeah. Three main characteristics. Yeah, and that's logical characteristics. Yeah. Firstly, it has to be all powerful to create this universe.
Okay.
Yeah. It cannot. Why? It cannot be weak. Otherwise, what kind of a weak entity will create something so powerful? The second thing, it has to be very intelligent to create this sophisticated universe. And even the things that within our organs, the way that our organs works is so sophisticated, it cannot be done by chance. That's the second thing. Thirdly, yeah, so when I'm talking about intelligent, means that include wisdom behind things. And thirdly, it has to have a will to initiate things or not to initiate. Meaning there is no, as you mentioned, why there is no the creator of the creator. That means it doesn't have a will. It has to seek the permission of its creator. And then if there is the permission of the creator, then I will say another argument. Then they have to be what's the creator of the creator.
Yeah,
and then it will go all the way back until infinity, which it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I know.
So that's why there should be an initial point.
Where did the creator come from?
Okay, where did the creator come from? Now, for us as a human being, you mentioned, okay, I don't know. You mentioned about how the universe was created. You don't know. Now, where the creator came from, we should be questioning why we are here. Why we are created.
Why we're here, though? Why can't we just be here?
Okay,
Why do we
we
need
be
to
here.
put a label to it?
Can't we ask two questions at once? Why are we here, and also where did the creator come from?
Okay, let's say if we ask the question, where the creator came from. Now we'll answer. The question is, we don't know. We don't know that the creator was always there. Because the creator of this universe, it should be, as we mentioned, the three characteristics. It has to be very powerful, yeah. It has to be very powerful. It has to be very intelligent and wise, and as well, it has to have a will. So, and due to this, that is not bounded, is not limited with time and space. So that's why it's outside the time.
So you're
we
saying
cannot.
that's
We don't know.
infinite,
We cannot comprehend.
See, so you don't-
We cannot comprehend. That's why the scholars of philosophy, brother. Let's finish this. That's why the scholars of philosophy they said they call it the unmoved mover. That's why the one who moves everything, and it doesn't mean
that just means people saying things about something they don't have an answer to.
the same argument goes to you.
Yeah,
you got it.
Our arguments
Yeah.
like that. So why
But
can't
you're
we
The
going
same
in
argument.
circles.
No.
You said that our argument's wrong because infinity doesn't
Now-
exist, and then you named a god. that's
Now we
infinite.
mentioned before. Let's now here what we said here. If we exist in this, here, that means there is. And the scholars of cosmology, they mention, and not just only me or someone, we're talking about scholars of cosmology. They said that the universe has a starting point. So since it has a starting point, who initiated the starting point? Now you mentioned, okay, what about this starting point? Why there has to be the creator? Where this creator does it have a starting point itself? Then I will bring another argument. This creator could have another creator that has starting it, and then we'll go back to another one all the way to infinity, and then the infinity doesn't exist. That's why we go back to a point. It has logically to go back to a point. There is a point that the one who moves everything to exist, and this entity doesn't have to be moved by anything.
Okay, but then, so you come to that point because infinity is not real, right? But then you're describing a person who is
I didn't say a person. Did I say a person?
Sorry. You're describing a starting point that is infinite. Because
I didn't say infinite. I didn't say infinite. I said it's not bounded with time and space.
Not bounded with time and space is infinite.
Not bounded with time.
Not bounded with
We
time
cannot
is infinite.
again. That we're talking about our real life, our universe.
But you're describing your own point.
Beyond our universe, we cannot comprehend beyond our universe. But we comprehend which is within our universe. Beyond our universe, we cannot comprehend. Within our universe is limited with time and space. Our universe, the universe that we exist in, it's limited with time and space. Beyond our universe, we cannot comprehend. Now, that's why we said this universe, it has a start. Since we said that the universe has a starting point, this starting point, it has to start by an entity that's all powerful to create things, all wise and intelligent to bring things, to create things that were sophisticated as the such universe. Okay, I will give you an example. Now I would say to you, when you wanted to make a surgery, yeah, for example, if you need, God forbid, let's say, if there is wanted to make a surgery, do you go to a specialist or do you go to a random person on the street? You say, can you make appendix surgery for me? You will go to a specialist. Yeah. Why do you go there?
They train for it because they have university.
They have the what?
They have practice, they have knowledge.
They have the knowledge, yeah? So they have the knowledge to do something But how come to do something which is you believe that came by chance? It wasn't sophisticated. You want someone with knowledge to practice with his knowledge or her knowledge to do so, to operate on you, and you need this person to know how sophisticated your body is when making the surgery. Where you assume that your body is not sophisticated even in the beginning.
That doesn't prove there's a God, that proves there's nature.
So that proves what?
That proves there's nature.
Oh, so the nature is intelligent. Is the nature intelligent to create things?
No, nature
So it's not intelligent.
Things just live. Things wouldn't live if they didn't work. That's why it's sophisticated.
So the nature is the nature intelligent or not?
Nature isn't a person. It doesn't.
So it's not intelligent. There is no intelligence. So it's chance.
Yes.
Yes.
So things happens by chance.
Yes.
So that's why the way that your body came into existence by chance.
Yeah.
So that's how you believe.
Well, that's how natural.
Seriously, that's how you believe.
That's how.
Okay.
Can I speak? That's how natural selection happens. Things die if they're not made sophisticated.
Natural selection is a theory which they believe. And again, okay, 1 second. You need to prove your theory.
You need to prove yours.
Okay, I'm trying.
Well,
I'm saying this to you, that the theory of the natural selection is literally void by itself. Now, to say natural selection, now when you say that our body, for example, the cells came together and they get together and they start working together, and then they initiated a brain that controls the body the way that it is, and this is natural selection.
No, I'm saying things die when they don't work. That's natural selection.
No. Let's say your body. How your body came into existence.
Well, we have no evidence of that, but except
So
for
that's
evolution.
why. So again, the evolution goes back.
Evolution has evidence.
Again, no, evolution doesn't have evidence. Evolution doesn't have evidence. Evolution. They use some theories. The people, they didn't go there. The people were not there when the things. The scientists, they were not there when the things evolved. They assume things happen. They didn't. No, they assume things happen. Now we don't have to assume because we have proven things. One of the things that proves to us few things. Firstly, the existence of sophisticated universe, which we cannot even comprehend the way that is sophisticated. One thing. Our body, the way that our body, it cannot be natural selection. Our body by itself, the way that our body is so sophisticated, the way that, like for example, an organ that is the liver, which is made from certain cells, which it doesn't do the same as the cells of the heart. It doesn't do the same as the cells of the brain. All of these things, they get together and work in harmony in order to make our body to work the way that it is. And again, it cannot be by natural selection. It has to have. What?
Why not?
Why not? Okay, you prove why yes.
Well, you prove why there's. You haven't.
I didn't say God. I didn't bring any God
You
about
said
this.
a creator. Do you not mean
Okay,
God?
before talk about the creator, I said our body, the way that it is sophisticated, you didn't choose for it to be there. You didn't choose it, that your cells and your organs, the way that they do, you didn't choose it. It was there. It was there for you. How did it come into existence?
Well, when a man and a woman have sex, then the woman.
Okay, how the man and woman came into existence in the first place?
Well,
You are the Messiah, the Prince of Peace.
originally.
He was crucified for the sin of the world. And in his coming back,
We came from like stuff from the ocean. That's what science says. We evolved over time.
What?
We evolved over time.
You evolved over time. So let's say, if for example, today our brother Mansour mentioned an example. They said if you bring a lab, a whole lab, and then you make an explosion in that lab, and this lab has sand and has things like this, and you make explosion there, do you expect that to make a cell phone or to make an iPhone? Do you expect by this explosion it will evolve?
Explosions don't make iPhones.
Okay, how the Big Bang made life to
I didn't
exist?
say the Big Bang directly made an iPhone.
Okay,
I said that.
you said the Big Bang made something more sophisticated than iPhones, which is our bodies.
First of all, I didn't bring up the Big Bang. Second of all, I think that things developed over time. It's not one then another. It's like a domino.
Okay, a dominant. So it starts with a Big Bang.
Well, I don't know what it started with. I wasn't there.
Okay, you were not there as all of the things developed. And it is the same concept. How that with all of this energy, with all of these things, that it will bring to create one cell, one single life cell, living cell. How all of these things could happen, where we know, one single cell.
Doesn't mean that there's a God.
Do you know one single cell is so sophisticated compared to the iPhone? Do you know that?
Yeah, I took my own.
Yeah? Yeah, so if it's so sophisticated, why do you say that if I leave something here?
If something's sophisticated, why does that mean that it was created? Why couldn't something sophisticated happen by chance?
Okay, so if I brought sand here, put it on the floor, and I brought some other particles, some other metals, and put it here, do you think with the time it will develop all of these things together with the time to become an iPhone? Do you believe this?
Why specifically, first of all, why specifically iPhone?
A phone, anything, whatever. What do you think? Give me something intelligent.
It could create life, yeah.
So you think it create life?
If you put the right.
So why not the iPhone? You know the life is more sophisticated than iPhone.
Yeah, but life.
So you think?
Some things occur naturally and some things are man-made. I don't know why that's a complication.
So you think life is less sophisticated than the iPhone?
No, I think that life occurs naturally and iPhones occur when they're man-made.
So the iPhone, which is easier, to create life or to make an iPhone?
I think life occurs naturally and iPhones are something we made.
That's not my question. That's not my question. My question
I
is,
don't think
which is more sophisticated?
I think life's more sophisticated. That doesn't mean...
Okay, that's good. That's what I wanted to hear from you. That's my point. You are proving my point. So if life is more sophisticated than an iPhone, why, for example, if we put things together and leave them for whatever number of years, why they cannot make an iPhone? Or to make, for example, Samsung phone, because I'm Samsung person more than iPhone. So why it doesn't happen?
Well, if you put the right passwords together, maybe it would, but that's
So you think it would?
I don't know, because what I'm talking about is life occurs naturally.
Do you see sometimes people who are skeptic about the existence of the Creator?
I just don't think sophistication proves God.
No, but it proves something. It proves that the initiator of the existence, it has to be very intelligent to create life. That's my. Because here again, why there is no life on other planets?
Why do I have to believe something to prove life? Why can't I just live my life without knowing, or just live my life and learn and bring up my own
based on what?
Based on whatever I see, whatever I learn, whatever I read.
Okay, let's talk about morality. Do you think that we can make our own morality?
Yes.
You think?
No, 100 years ago, women weren't allowed rights.
Yeah.
Now they are.
One second. So you think we can make our own morality?
Yeah.
Based on what?
Based on whatever we want.
Who?
Based on if you want something to happen to you, then you want it to happen for someone else. You treat people how you want to be treated. That's the basis of morality.
Okay. If you believe that for example, some people they wanted to commit suicide. Okay, I think I wanted to commit suicide. Let me kill everyone else.
That's not what I said. I didn't say do what other people do.
What other people?
I said you shouldn't infringe yourself on other people's lives.
Again, it's exactly for who? Shall we take the decision, your decision, or which decision?
No, you don't decide for other people.
You decide for yourself.
Who decide?
I decide.
You decide?
I decide for myself.
So you decide for yourself?
Yeah.
What about the morality of others?
That's up to them.
You can't control the morality.
You can't control other people. That's
So
up to
you
their
believe?
choice.
So you believe again? You see, that's another contradiction. So how can I, for example, use your own concept to say what about decide others?
I don't want to force my concept onto others.
I don't force my beliefs on people.
Okay. How we can decide morality amongst the people?
I don't. Well, that's up to you. That's a very good point.
Who decides? Who decides morality?
That's a question.
Who decides? For example, if I walk,
but that doesn't mean that
okay.
you have to believe that.
If I walk, for example, here, and then I start, for example, saying abusive things to you or something, you will say this is wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Based on what? 1 second. Based on what? 1 second. Based on what? One second.
Why do I have to
Based on
believe
what?
something?
No, without believing. Based on what?
This is wrong. You don't.
Who said this wrong?
How is it wrong?
If you affect other people negatively, most people believe that's a bad thing to do. Now, I'm not
Whose
saying...
people? Which people?
Other people.
Human beings.
Like a group of
You
people.
can test this
Doesn't
psychologically.
matter. It could be
When
one
people,
So to test the people to see what the people want.
yes, psychologically,
Okay, good.
people are born because they... and
So let's say
they have
democracy,
empathy.
through democracy. Yeah, sorry.
When you can learn this about people, they have empathy when they're born, and you have socialization because people don't want to harm other people. Naturally, that's natural. You don't. If you have to have a book tell you that you shouldn't do bad things, then you don't have morality.
Based on natural selection, that doesn't
I
work.
didn't say natural selection.
Natural
natural
okay, yeah, I
natural
understand.
selection doesn't mean kill other people.
Yeah, I know, but
Natural selection means that people die if they aren't.
okay, Based on natural selection, which you mentioned, which you brought it before, not now, you brought it before.
Yes.
You said we exist through natural selection. Based on natural selection, no, I should kill a number of people for me to survive.
No, that's not natural selection. That's you killing someone. Not
Natural selection is when things die
When your body
naturally.
organs start
Naturally,
failing.
what does the lions do? They kill others to survive.
Not in this
So that's
species.
natural selection.
Not in this species.
Not on what?
Not in
in-
our species.
Okay, our species. So based on what our species?